Hi,
Sorry.
welcome to Why Cats the podcast with Andrew LZ. My name is Andrew LZ. I am a Phoenix comedian who hasn't done stand up in over a year, and this week on the podcast I have Trevor Skies, who's one of my old comedy friends. He's one
Current
of the first.
comedy friend, dude. We didn't break up or anything, bro.
I don't know, but I haven't seen you in a year.
Dude, the amount of self-reflection, I'm so curious to know what people learned about themselves during this last year, because I feel like a lot of self-reflection probably did happen for a lot of people. I mean, like for me, it did. I feel like I broke in a way.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I live in a constant state of depression, so I mean, I didn't really change too much. So I mean,
In fact,
I am less stressed. I actually started smoking weed a little bit more.
oh, nice, man. Blue state. It's fine. Don't worry
I
about it.
I know. It's been nice. Like I literally like I have a lot less stress than I used to because like I smoke a very small bowl most nights. So
Yeah, it's nice for like just just getting to sleep. It's almost like just like something like that is just nice to have, especially if you're a wired insomniac like I am for sure.
yeah, I don't fall asleep until like 3. So
Yeah, I've been
uh,
I used to be like that, and I'm starting to aim for like goals. I'm like, I'm not going to go to sleep until 2 a.m. I'll get to bed by then, and I
yeah.
usually achieve that now.
Well, like I said, this is Trevor Skies. He's one of my oldest comedy friends here in Arizona. He's a stand-up comedian as well, who used to speak into a microphone pretty often. Uh,
Yeah,
but and like I said, welcome to White Cats, the show where I watch the movie Cats once a week, every week for a
that's the
year.
premise of the show. I didn't look that up, dude.
Yeah. Well,
You subject yourself to watch the movie once a week.
at least 52 times. I'm seeing like
Can you
because
raise a Kickstarter to like not so we can change that movie for you? I'll throw 5 on it, dude.
no. I want it exactly as it is, just because like I know most every word. Yeah, most people are like, I don't tell people that that's the premise of the show. Literally, you are number 13 as far as watches. I've watched this movie 13 times now.
Oh, no. Oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Listen, I can't. So was the podcast name after the movie?
Yeah. It's just I couldn't think of anything more clever. I was just like, why cats? Why am I
That's really
watching?
smart. That's
Uh,
really smart because like if this podcast builds and then like the rumor that gets out is like, yeah, no, the guy watches it once a week. Yeah, the movie Cats, the bomb, they're like, yeah, it's like that's gotta be crazy. So that's
I
pretty
will
good, man.
I will
I
have
like
seen
it.
it more than probably 99.9% of people who've seen this movie. So
The
I will
funny
have
part
seen
of
this more, not as much as the editors, but almost.
I can just based on what I've saw from it, I'm sure you know because you've seen this fucking movie way more times than I actually thought. Um, the seriousness and the delivery of all those actors, they acted like they were going for an Academy Award. It's incredible the
Oh yeah.
performance of everyone in that movie. Where you're like, this is a turd. Like,
Yeah.
and
Well,
they're acting like their best, like their best, that or
and
what they think is their best.
I've said it before. Literally, the performances in this movie are not bad. Just the entire movie is bad. All the singing, all the dancing is good, except for literally the story. The story is awful.
You don't like Mr. Mustopheles? I like his plot line for 5 seconds or whatever happened to him. I like that song. That was good.
His last that last song at the very end. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. It's when I just like the name of that cat the most out of
Oh
all
yeah.
of them.
Oh yeah. No, this movie is a VIP MVP for names. I mean, you have Deuteronomy. Busterford Jones is probably my favorite name. You have Rum Tum Tugger. You have Grisabella, Jenny Anydots, Gus the Theater Cat, Growl Tiger, Monkey Strap, Mr. Mistopheles, Bumble Arena, and Skimbleshanks the Railway Cat.
Yeah, no, it's they like the long names for their cats
Oh
as
yeah, and
the movie
most of them have titles.
proves.
So whenever I talked to you last week, I asked you like okay, actually, first off, is this the worst movie that you've ever seen?
Oh god, that's a good question. I would not say it's the worst movie I've ever seen because I mean it was entertainment value scene to scene because you're like it compounds in failure. It compounds in failure. And so I think that's always kind of a magical moment when you see that with a bunch of like named people.
Yeah. Well, do you typically like bad movies, or are you like do you usually try to avoid like just streaming anything? Do you watch a movie just because you know it's bad or anything like that? Do you enjoy
I
bad movies?
I enjoy any movie where somebody puts their heart into it. It doesn't matter if the movie delivers on like the whole scene or like what the picture looks like, but it's like it seems like somebody actually put their heart into it in a bit. I like that. If it's something soulless, like some of the Marvel movies that were made the last couple of years ago, I mean they've gotten better now, but you know, those cliche lines, it sounds like something like some Arnold Schwarzenegger movie or something like that, and I don't
Oh
care for
yeah,
those.
yeah. I really I'm not a big action guy. I do like I do like the Marvel movies. I do. I like most movies I see. I'm one of those people who literally I can find just about anything I can to like in the movie. What's a bad Marvel movie to you? I mean, besides like Thor: The Dark
I
World,
can actually answer that. The one with Benedict Cumberbatch, Doctor
Doctor Strange. You
Doctor
didn't
Who. What
you didn't like
Doctor
Doctor
Strange? That's
Strange?
it.
I think it was visually
I
appealing.
I tried to watch that 3 times in a row, and it had my girl in it too. Who's the girl in it? It's the girl from Wedding
Rachel
Crashers.
McAdams.
Yeah, I
Rachel,
like her a lot actually,
yeah.
and I'm sure she was fine in it. But I thought it was just so boring. I kept falling asleep. I've tried to watch the movie like 3 times. It's the only movie I can't get through from Marvel.
Okay. I get that. I mean, I didn't like Thor: The Dark World. I didn't like Thor that much. I mean, obviously Thor Ragnarok was a lot better. Um,
Oh, Thor Ragnarok's like a standalone great comedy movie. I can't stop raving about how good that is as a standalone comedy movie.
oh yeah, you don't even need to know anything about Thor or Hulk to enjoy that movie because Taika is just a great writer and director. So, like,
Taika, now he does he do the Mandalorian or is that somebody else?
no, that's John Favreau.
Okay. God damn the Mandal. I'm sorry.
Actually, I think
Mandalorian's amazing.
Taika directed an episode in the first season, I believe.
Yeah, I just watched Mandalorian for like the first time, like at the end of last year. That's when I
I
first started watching it.
I didn't watch the second season. I'm not a big Star Wars guy. Um, it's just
Mandalorian relit my love of Star Wars, dude. I'll be honest with you. I was like, that was good.
yeah. Well, the first season was really good. I just for some reason wasn't really too interested in watching the second. I'll watch it eventually, but I never got around to it. So, did you happen to like
Well,
it?
I'll keep what.
Oh,
What's up?
Go ahead, please.
No, I was gonna be like, well, as long as my parents keep having Disney Plus, I'll keep watching the seasons.
Okay. Did you happen to like any of the songs in the musical and Cats?
Dude, I mean, like, I don't know. I can't even answer that, man. I mean, like the whole time I wasn't even thinking of the music. The whole time I was singing, I was like, I can't believe they printed this thing. Like, I can't believe I'm watching what is on the screen right now. I just thought it was incredible.
Yeah. Do you like musicals at all? Are you a musical guy? Did you grow up watching them at all?
I've watched Hamilton. And I have not seen Book of Mormon. That's the only musical I really do want to see.
Okay, I mean like movie musicals, movie musicals.
I went and saw when they were in town here, I saw the Green Witch one. What's the Green Witch one?
Wicked.
Wicked. Yeah, I saw that live. That was pretty cool.
Yeah,
Good sets.
that's
Fun
good.
songs.
I mean, The Lion King on Broadway is really good too. Um,
They're over the top. There's something about like when they go too over the top. I'm like,
oh yeah, I mean,
know you have to go.
that's
You
kind
have
of
to
the
go over
point
the
of
top as
musicals,
a musical. It is kind of the point, but there's a degree where they are milking it and like they're just like bellowing out the line, and you're like, can I get some more plot or something?
Yeah, I mean, but the thing is with theater is you play to the back of the room just because I mean you need everybody to experience it. So I mean,
Yeah.
I've seen some really great performances. Like I saw Evita at the oh shit, I can never remember the name of the outdoor amphitheater in St. Louis. Um, I don't expect you to know it. I saw that in St. Louis. I saw uh, the producers as well. That was really great. That one was probably my favorite going in throughout all of high school. But like in high school, we did
I saw the
Pirates.
Matthew Broderick version of that. Yeah.
It's oh well, he's part of the original cast. Him and Nathan Lane are part of the original cast.
Oh yeah, Nathan Lane's great. I
Well,
love
no,
him in
not
Birdcage.
original. I can't say original cast because Gene Wilder was the original movie. The play the musical is really old, but it's very good. But okay, so what was the most disturbing part of the movie for you? Anything that you remember?
Taylor Swift is always the most disturbing part of anything for me.
Oh come on, Taylor's not that
It
bad.
is. I think she's toxic. I think I wish I don't know. I wish you'd take a strong stance on something other than like being like, we should treat everyone with, respect. I'm like, okay, well, who doesn't think that? Like, what a hard stance you took.
Yeah, but I mean, it's more of a stance than she took in 2016.
That's true. Listen, I don't track Taylor's life, and I'm not going to try to pretend to. I just you headline read that shit, and you go, God damn, I can't believe she's still in the news. So that's how I feel on it.
I like Taylor. I've been like, I didn't really like her country era, but I mean,
Listen, I'll give her props. She dropped 2 albums like in the last,
year.
like in what 2020, like it was
Yeah.
insane. So I mean, like, she's writing when she ain't partying, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So I mean, what have you been watching during this entire year? What have you watched that you really enjoyed?
Aaron and I've been watching Burn Notice, and we've really enjoyed that a lot.
Really?
Yeah,
My friends all loved it back in college. They all loved it back then. It's like a constant commercial for sunglasses. That's the way I always see it.
it's like watching what a YouTube show would be nowadays, and it actually works quite well. It's like a high budget YouTube series, what it feels like when you watch it.
Okay. I mean, it's got Bruce Campbell in it. It's got, I don't know the main actor's name, but
Jeffrey
I mean,
Donovan plays Michael Weston.
but you've been liking Burn Notice?
Yeah, dude, I was a big fan of all those USA dramas that came out back to back, like a decade or whenever
Like
ago.
Las Vegas.
It was, no, Las Vegas. That was a TNT show, I think, actually. But
Okay.
I forget who the lead in that was, but that guy's also kind of like douchey looking, but he can kind of deliver on his acting.
I think it Josh Duhamel?
Yeah, it was Josh Duhamel. Wait,
Yeah.
no, is it Josh Duhamel? I think it might have been.
Or it might be
Guy from
no,
Fringe?
it's not Josh. Yeah, it's Josh. No, that's Fringe. Fringe is Mighty Ducks.
I'm
Joshua
looking up-
Jackson. Joshua Jackson.
Fringe is Joshua Jackson, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I just spelled fridge. So okay, I failed there.
Yeah. Fringe is a good show. I really enjoyed the first season. I didn't really watch too much past that, just because I mean they kind of were making things a little bit too more complicated than it needed to be. So
I don't think I saw the last season of Fringe because it got so fucking crazy, but it probably got a good crazy had I been paying attention. I'm sure somebody's like, well, you don't understand. You need to watch less. And it's like, oh, when you try to throw these parallel universes at me, it's like, what am I supposed to do?
Yeah, some of these shows that are huge, I never got around to. Like I never got around to Game of Thrones. It was never.
God damn it! You watch Cats every week.
I know, but I make it better. I watch like the X-Files. I've been watching that, rewatching that lately. I'm a sitcom guy, so I do like Superstore and shit like that. I don't know.
I should probably rewatch that because Gillian Anderson actually stars in Hannibal, and she kills it in that.
Was she in Hannibal?
The TV series, yeah.
Okay, I didn't. Everybody told me to watch Hannibal. I just never got around to it. I do love horror series, so
Yeah, she plays as like psychiatrist.
okay. I've been watching a show on Shudder. God damn it! Actually, I don't know why I brought it up because I just lost the name of it.
It's okay because I want to talk about the tear of USA shows, dramas that came out a decade ago, and it was like Monk. I think Monk kind of started it off, and then it went Psych, and
Monk
then
was USA.
USA, yeah, sorry, USA dramas. Burn Notice is USA.
Was it?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it was USA. It was like
it makes
Burn
sense.
Notice.
Always a
It was like
lens
Burn
flare
Notice,
going
Psych,
on that
Monk.
show.
Okay, I am going to actually look up Burn Notice. Maybe it wasn't USA. I thought it was though.
Don't worry about it.
No,
okay.
I have to worry about it.
What was the most disturbing part of Cats for you? Anything in particular? Oh yeah, you already mentioned Taylor Swift.
T Swift. Also, you know what? James Corden was in it, and for
I
whatever
like James Corden in it. I like James Corden.
He seems so goddamn pompous though, to the point where you're like, I just don't think I don't know. He works hard. I mean, I can't question his work ethic, but
oh yeah, I mean,
I don't like it when the fat guy like tries to like play to the fat guy kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, he
like,
sung a song all about being fat, man. I mean, he's Bustopher Jones. He's not skin and bones. In fact, he's remarkably fat.
It was USA Network. Yeah, it was USA Network. Yep.
Do you think you'll ever watch Cats again?
I am going to next time, just so I have more to, I guess, talk to you on about the movie, because I didn't know that was actually the theme of your fucking show. I didn't know that was the theme of the show.
Okay.
Otherwise, I probably would have done a little bit more fucking research.
Yeah.
Other than it's fine. I can't believe you picked that movie out of all of them.
Well, Do you remember the joke? I hate talking about bits I used to tell. Do you remember the joke I used to tell about Cats, the movie?
No, I don't. What was it?
I used to like whenever the movie came out because I saw the trailer. I watched the trailer a bunch of times just because Jennifer Hudson singing was great. Her singing Memories. So I went to go see the movie and I took an edible right
Mm.
before, about an hour before, and it didn't hit. It didn't take. So I went in expecting, and I've never seen the Broadway musical. I've never seen the recording of it. So I went in completely blind, not knowing what Cats is, and it was
Fuck, and sober apparently.
yeah, and it was insane. But the weirdest part of me going to the theater seeing that was the person right next to me had a service dog, which I felt like was immediate red flag. But the service dog was dressed in a full top to bottom orange Adidas tracksuit. So that I haven't told the joke in a year and a half now. So I mean I don't remember everything about it, but yeah, he's like I took an edible, it didn't take because of the movie basically prevented it.
Yeah, I know Josh Griffiths has a great bit about fucking service dogs. I always forget how it goes. And sure, the service animals and like they just don't belong in these stores. Like it's crazy. Some of these service animals are fucking rabid. Like it looks like they're rabid animals.
Yeah. I mean, I still work a little bit of retail right now, so I mean, I had somebody in my
I'm about to
store.
bounce.
I trust me, I would have, but I just need a little bit of income there, coming from there.
Oh
Uh,
no, man. I understand, dude. I work at the Fry's pharmacy and like I'm about to fucking bounce out of that bitch because it is the worst. Because we have the Moderna vaccine, you know that?
oh, do you? I'm
It
volunteering at
yeah.
a vaccination site, and I'm getting the vaccine after an 8 hour shift.
Yeah, I think I'll be getting my second dose next week. And no, but like they say they didn't give us any extra help in the pharmacy. Like they didn't adjust anyone's hours. They didn't get any more extra technicians.
Oh
And
yeah,
I don't think they didn't account for how many fucking old people call the pharmacy just asking about the fucking thing. Our phone goes off the hook all day long with people being like, do you have the vaccine? And I have to say yes and no, we have it, but you have to sign up online and appointments are booked because it goes out like Super Bowl tickets.
yeah. Right now the age restriction in Arizona is 75, right? That's the
For
cutoff.
some, for our location, it's 65 and older.
Okay. Yeah. I'm excited. I'm happy. I'm anticipating getting it. Like I really like I already have a really weak immune system, so I really have to kind of worry
Be
about it.
careful.
Yeah. Like I
Yeah.
double
I worry
mask.
about it too, man. I worry about bringing it home and getting Aaron infected by it. And one week we were really sick, and we went to one of those drive-in sites where they test you
Yeah.
at I think it was the Chandler Gilbert Community College. I forget the name of the organization. They were great though. It sounds like it sounds like a gem. I'll look it up later. But
How
they
long did
had a
it take
great
you to get your
process.
result?
Oh God, they had it like within I think 48 hours. We got a result, and
Uh,
we both got negative on it. So it was the saliva test, which I hear is like 90% effective, maybe a little bit lower, but we figured if we both got negative, it was good.
I mean, I'm surprised. Like, I'm happy it was negative, but I think you should go get tested with that new system where they go rectumly. So, I mean, I figure you'd be down for that. I mean, just drop
I
trow
want
and
well, what I want is results. If it's up the ass for the result, that's what I want.
yeah, exactly. So, so you've been working at a pharmacy. How's that? Like, I mean,
I'm
are
about
you
to quit next
stressed?
month, dude.
Are you
I'm just gonna
stressed every
walk
day?
away. I'm gonna walk away next month if they don't fucking fix it. I'm just gonna like straight up quit, and I'll figure out a position somewhere because
Yeah.
everyone bleeds technicians, and so I can always rebound and find a position somewhere else. So
Yeah.
I won't be in trouble.
Or are you stressed every day, or how are you feeling?
Oh yeah, it's unbelievable. It's just standard work talk, but it's like to like the nth degree. I've been suspended at work the last month. Now they're trying to like kick me out and all this shit because I'm giving everybody attitude, but I'm still playing it by the rules.
Yeah.
And they like I got reported for tone. So
Oh,
we have a pharmacy coordinator who's like a mega boss, right? And
yeah.
I treat all these people with disdain and no respect at all because I don't respect any of these fucking people. I just don't. And I have a union. So it gives me the right to basically be a dick to everybody in my view. And they can just like look at me with like, they're like, oh my God, he's so rude. It's like, yeah, but I have the right to be rude because I have a union. I can't get fired, right? Like I have like a fucking shield. That's why I pay $8 a week or the fuck it is. So Adam comes in, he goes, Trevor, how's it going? I go, oh, living the nightmare, like in a very sarcastic way.
Yeah.
And he goes, I think you should be a little bit more optimistic. And I was like, Adam, optimism isn't in my rules, my rule book. I don't have to do that. It's not company policy to be optimistic.
Yeah.
He goes, do you want to have a little conversation? I was like, yeah, let's go upstairs because it's going to happen sooner or later. And so I go upstairs and I basically grill all these managers for their lack of managerial skills. And I talk about the high turnover rate. I'm like, you guys are good at managing. Like, we have such a high turnover rate. How can you even be proud of this store? How can you be? I mean, like, we had 3 people quit on the floor last week, just in the store, not the pharmacy, just the store.
Yeah.
And you guys don't even work in the pharmacy. And then that's when Julia, the store manager, said to me, she's like, you need to treat me with respect. And then I let that sink in the room. I like for a couple of seconds, I said, I don't respect either of you. And they just looked horrified that I was saying this kind of shit to them. It was crazy.
Yeah. Oh man. I'm sorry to hear all that, man. Like,
no, it's fun. It was like the most adrenaline I ever had ever. Cause I'm like talking to these like high figures. So I still kind of had like that adrenaline going a little bit.
Yeah.
And I was still kind of able to compose myself. And I remember one time I went total psychopath over on Adam who reported me for attitude. And I knew I was going to get away clean because like I didn't say anything against the rules.
Yeah.
So I just looked at him. I was like, hey, Adam, how does it feel to be so powerful over there? Do you feel powerful punishing me for tone? How does that feel? Tell me what that's like. And he just looked at me with like, I cannot believe this is happening right now.
Yeah, man, that sucks. I'm sorry to hear all that, man.
I talk truth to power, and when power's in front of me, I talk shit. If especially if they're not doing their job right, and they weren't. So
yeah, I get that. I mean, as you probably know, I worked retail literally almost half my life now, and you know the tone of my voice. I don't exactly have. It's not really subtle. I'm very sarcastic.
You're a sad guy.
I've got a voice that most people find condescending or rude, just because.
No, I find it calming. Actually, I find it calming. I feel like you're being real, and I just find it calming.
Oh, really? You've never told me any of this, man. Like, why are we just now talking about how like I have a calming voice to you?
I don't know. I'm bored. It's just, it is what it is, dude. We're in the apocalypse, man. It's like I don't even believe in celebrity culture anymore either. I feel like that's all a facade and a distraction from politics.
We're not going to make another 5 years. I mean, we're all dead in 5 years. So
do you think so? From what?
I don't know. It's just stupid. I'm just hoping.
No, what Alex Jones theory did you read? What's going to happen?
I've never read any Alex Jones theories. So,
really, dude? If you haven't watched, what's his network called? Oh, fuck. If you go on it, oh god, I can't believe I don't know Alex Jones network.
How is that guy even still on the internet? How does he even have a voice anymore?
Because he actually had to sell out hard and then to afford his fucking gigantic InfoWars. How did I not fucking?
Oh yeah, InfoWars. Yeah, but I figured InfoWars is dead.
No, it's still going strong. He's hired a whole staff.
Jesus.
I listen to it for entertainment value only. I don't listen to it to like get the truth or whatever he's pitching. It's just really fun entertainment.
Okay. You and I just watch a plethora of movies on all the fucking streaming platforms I have. I have way too many.
Oh yeah, what did you recently watch?
Last night I watched there's a movie on Shudder called Color Out of Space. Have you heard of it?
Keep seeing the network Shudder. What is this from? Shudder.
It's a horror streaming service. It's literally
is that Elijah Wood's horror streaming service?
No, he was never. I don't know if he's an investor or anything like that, but he was a very early. Like he was actually the first person I heard ever talk about it, and this was like 6 or 7 years ago.
Yeah, same probably. It's probably when I heard it. It might
like,
have been on Nerdist podcast.
Yeah, it was Nerd. I was actually just about to bring up. He talked about it on Nerdist. He was like, "Yeah, I'm have zero." Nothing involved with this program, but I like it was at that point it was $3 a month. Now it's like only like 5 or 6, but it's still
kind of crazy what happened to Nerdist. Chris Hardwick just got that baby fucking amputated basically from him.
Yeah. I mean, well, he sold Nerdist.
Legendary. Yeah,
he sold it a long time before that Chloe girl like called him out for being mentally abusive boyfriend.
That's insane, by the way. I think that's a fucking such a
I didn't
crazy fucking
I
thing that
didn't
happened to
think
him.
yeah, I didn't think too much of it just because like he lived by a very strict set of rules, which sucked. But like, it keeps him sober, and that's the most important thing to him is
Yeah,
staying sober.
Chris Hardwick in my book's a winner, and I don't really. I think that she was just wanted attention. I honestly
Yeah.
do.
Yeah, Chloe Dykstra, that's her name.
I was like, sounds like a relationship. The way that she's like, he's mentally abusive. I was like, well, you dated for a couple of years, so I imagine there was been some level of abuse there.
Yeah. Uh, yeah, I stopped listening to his new podcast is ID 10T, which I listened to it a little bit, but I've been on a kick of listening to a podcast called All Fantasy Everything. Do you know what that is?
Mm-hmm.
Ian
No, I
Carmel.
actually don't.
It's Ian Carmel, Sean Jordan, and David Bory draft everyday things like movies or food or anything pop culture, and they usually have a guest, and it's pretty funny. Like I've been driving Uber Eats and Grubhub, so that's literally what keeps me entertained for 6 hours a day. So
Oh, nice. What's the hourly on that? I'm getting paid a little less than $20 an hour to basically almost die on the front lines in the pharmacy.
it's basically that depending on what you do, it's around like 20 hours an hour. I mean, but you have to keep in mind you're paying for gas, you're paying for like I've had to change all 4 tires, a couple oil changes and everything like that. So I mean, it's not terrible, but it keeps me away from people. Literally, as soon as like I don't have to talk to anybody except for the restaurant one time, and I just get the fuck out of
Yeah,
there.
it's like it's better Uber is what it is.
Yeah. So like I don't want to deal with people. That's my entire goal is to not deal with people. So
and Uber bought Postmates for I don't even know how fucking much
did they?
that deal was for.
Jesus.
I believe they bought Postmates. I've been following a couple of company buyouts recently. Did you follow the whole GameStop story?
No, I caught it at the very end. Obviously, I mean the hedge fund shorted it. Everybody bought it, and now nobody can sell it because otherwise that hedge fund gets all their money back. Which I mean, you just have to have that patience to hold that stock. I know that.
I got one share, baby, at $90. I'm gonna hold till I die.
Nice.
No, I'm probably sure I'm gonna lose money. Well, actually, it could go up in 5-10 years, but again, you have to hold. Although, kind of not true and yes, true. But what I read was it actually kind of ended up being a pump and dump, but then they kind of played it off, just saying like, no, we're gonna hold the shares, even though like the commission actually halted trading, right? And then there's gonna be that big hearing. I think they already had it with fucking value, having to go in testimony and shit like that.
Yeah.
I need to rewatch that clip.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't. I was out driving that day, so I didn't have a chance to buy anything. Like I would have downloaded Robinhood a lot sooner, but by the time I
don't download Robinhood, that's what fucked everybody. Is if you had Robinhood, that's what fucked you.
Okay, I don't know anything about stocks. I've just never been. That's never been.
Well, Robinhood operates as a broker that kind of goes out and gets you the shares when you want to buy them. So when they halt, like at one point, Robinhood prevented you from buying and only allowed you to sell the stock, which is completely it's completely fucked. And that means it's not a free market, by the way.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's part of what I had heard. I mean, I had, by the time I was even going to download it, I heard, Robinhood's not even allowing you to buy it anymore. So
because the shares weren't available. I mean, like if you were to buy the shares, they weren't there. And what that would mean is that Melvin Capital would have to now short the stock. And if they're going to short the stock, it would have bankrupted the company. So they just halted trading.
Yeah. I don't know. The world's fucked up right now. I mean, it's been fucked up for years, but I mean, we're in a tailspin right now.
Yeah. Can I advertise one thing though? It's not even mine. I just want to advertise one thing.
Sure.
Yeah. Watch Rising News with Crystal Ball and Cigar and GD. That's like the best way to get news. I 100% agree with they get Glenn Greenwald on, Matt Taibbi will like go on, Zed Jelani. There's a lot of reputable people go on the shows. So
is it a moderate program? Or
it's like a daily news show, probably like they have like an hour and a half worth of segments, maybe less than every day. And it's just deep insider knowledge of what's going on in politics, and they're at Capitol Hill. So like they're on the forefront of like where they need to be in order to get information.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take a look at it. Was that the clip that you sent me?
Yeah, I think it might have been either the Katie Porter clip or the near tandem clip that I sent you.
Okay. Yeah, I'll have to check it out. So I mean, is there any shows that I mean you mentioned whenever we texted earlier, you've been watching WandaVision?
Yeah, I couldn't believe Marvel took that direction with one of their franchise pieces.
Yeah, I mean it's blending a couple different comics from their catalog. Obviously, like the biggest one is probably House of M, but they're using a couple other little things, and I think it's kind of going to go the opposite of House of M, where instead of her saying no more mutants, she's going to bring mutants to the world. So I think that's the direction that they're gonna, because obviously they bought Fox, so they can finally start using the X-Men. I think it's going to be an interesting way for them to shoehorn.
Disney bought X-Men.
Disney bought Fox.
Oh God, and they own Marvel or they own X-Men.
Yeah, X-Men, Fantastic Four. The only thing
So I
that
can see, yeah.
no,
So I can see Spider-Man give a high five to like Cyclops.
yes, Spider-Man's still owned by Sony.
Oh, okay, that's the exception. I thought everyone owned Spider-Man, like some kind of like slut
No,
whore or something like that.
no, Sony owns Spider-Man and literally 10,000 characters in his catalog. So he's got, but right now they are currently sharing with Disney / Marvel as far as producing rights to him. So I mean, technically Fox gets most of the profit of that, but Marvel gets to have them in his movies and their movies.
That's a good deal.
Yeah, I mean, he
If you
brings.
could go to a movie theater.
Yeah. Oh God, I wish. I miss movie theaters more than anything. Actually, no, I miss stand up more than movie theaters, but
They're in the same tier basically for you, right?
right around. Yeah, I've been a big movie person my entire life, so like my family's always just had a library of movies. So
Oh yeah, when we were watching what was it? The Wonder was not Wonder was it Wonder Woman? Yeah, it was Wonder
Wonder
Woman.
Woman 84.
Yeah, when we're watching that and like they introed with the Coliseum and everyone's cheering, I was like, I can't. I felt bad I wasn't in a movie theater watching. I was like, this is so made for the movie theater because like everyone's
Exactly.
roaring and you're being the crowd too. You'd be like one of the sections in the Coliseum.
It wasn't as good as the first movie, but I mean, man, it was fun to watch. They definitely had a very different style to that movie. I think it was really well done. So
I don't think Kirsten Wiig knows who she is anymore. I think she has a problem there. I don't know like how it seemed for you because she was trying to play this comedical character, but also serious and also not. And I feel like it just didn't kind of work.
yeah, I mean, I get that. Kristen Wiig, she's actually a really good dramatical actor too. So I mean, she definitely. Did you see the Skeleton Twins with Bill Hader?
Fuck yeah, I did see that goddamn
That
movie, which just depressed the shit out of me.
exactly. Yeah, I mean,
You want to talk about bad movies? I'll put that one up there.
It's not the best.
That I hated to see. And they had one killer. They had a killer trailer. They had a killer trailer that brought me in, and it was one of those movies where the trailer was like the best part of that movie.
I feel like Bill Hader was really great.
Well, Bill Hader is great in everything. He's even in Venture Brothers, which is like my favorite show.
I know they canceled it. Sorry, bro.
Yeah, but they wanted to be canceled. In fact, the tweet that Jackson gave out was basically he's like, yeah, we're canceled as we were writing, season 8. So like he was talking about writing the show as he was talking about the cancellation. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I whenever I heard that cancellation, you were the first person I thought of, just because I know that's your show.
It's okay. I think the lead or the head of HBO Max said he had never gotten so many polite letters his entire life, and that they're definitely looking into like making sure something works out so they can renew the show.
Oh, nice. I can't say I watched much past like season 3 or 4.
Damn, that's where that show starts to really, really take off. I thought. I mean, I think it always dives deeper every season, so I always get excited.
Yeah. Anything else that you've been watching? I mean, shit. Like I said, I like
Food Wars is an anime which is off the fucking rails. Like it's so weeboo shit, but like it also is just like really just fun to watch. These people talk about cooking.
Okay. Like I watched at the very beginning of the pandemic, there was a show called Insane Pools, where literally this guy just like there's only like 20 or 25 episodes, and this guy just goes into people's backyards and builds like this most ridiculous pool, and like he's obsessed with grottos.
Oh shit, that's actually pretty fucking cool. Actually,
I mean,
like, does he
all
work with like really small space too? Like he can build like a really like if it seems like you can't fit a pool there, he was like, I can make this work.
no, I mean he's there's only a couple places where like it's literally just rich people just building giant pools in their in the back of their mansions and shit. But it's
I
I don't
hate
know
this show. I actually want them to get drone strike.
I Jesus.
Obama, where are you, Obama?
I
Drone
just
strike these people.
I don't know. I like anything that involves architecture. Like there was a show on that Netflix only has like 12 episodes of called Grand Designs, but it's been on for like 20 years. Where it's just these people building homes and they set like a budget of like $200,000 and they drastically go over it just because they're fucking diluted.
Well,
I
they
mean,
can afford it, right, man?
no, they can't. That's
Oh,
the
really?
thing.
Well,
Yeah.
then that's a fun show.
Yeah, it like each episode takes over the course of like either like 1 year or like 7 years. And literally it's just this host goes to these people like in the process of them about to start building a house and everything, and it's just everything goes fucked, and it's great. And you just see these families becoming more and more fractured as they decide, like some people decide that they want to be the contractor themselves when they have
Mhm.
zero experience in and being the contractor, and it's amazing.
That's gotta suck to get your first contracting job because you're like, I don't know how this is gonna land. Also, I don't know who the fuck would hire somebody who's never done it before.
No, I mean it's their money, it's their house that they're doing, and they decide that they're going to be the person in charge of everything, and they literally have zero idea what's happening.
Mm,
It's a British show. It's a British show. It's pretty great.
okay.
Yeah. All right. Anything that you want to that you particularly want to talk about?
Well, I mean, I've just been following politics for like God knows since like fucking life ended in March last year. And
I don't follow it too much. Like I watch Seth Meyers, like his closer look, and then I'll read a couple of articles my friends and I kind of circulate between each other, but most of my friends are usually more conservative, most of them back home.
well, I don't even know. Does that mean like they just are like Trump supporters or something like that?
Yeah, yeah.
Which you know what I don't like the dialogue that happens between like somebody like that's a Trump supporter. It's almost like now they can't even have an opinion. You know what I mean? Like and like it's like if you're like that already, then you're not going to build any kind of dialogue or bridge to like get to these people to like try to get them on your side. And you shouldn't just be like, you're a Trump supporter, I don't want to fucking talk to you. It's like
Yeah,
if you watch mainstream news, I mean, like the way they've been manipulating audiences and just lying to them and talking down to them, there's a reason why he won in 2016. And I think that
yeah,
shows more now than ever. I mean,
yeah.
people don't realize like he almost won within, I think, 50,000 votes. If 50,000 votes went the other way, he would have won and he would have won last year.
No, I mean he was down 7 million votes.
Yeah, but in the states that were close, if he won those states, it was like
Yeah,
50,000 votes.
really.
It was like a lot closer than people think.
Okay, damn.
It's like how Hillary won the popular vote. You know, it's
Yeah, Hillary
she won
won.
but like she didn't win. You know, like that. You
Yeah,
know, Republicans
she just
cannot
did.
win popular vote.
Yeah, just with the electoral college and everything, it's something that just needs to be rethought and maybe abolished.
Well,
So,
what I want is like people like what people don't realize is like what really fucks us is when they actually elect the person to be the nominee. That process, people need to be more involved into that process because there's a reason why Bernie Sanders wasn't the candidate for last year, and that's because Obama made 1 million calls and to tell people to drop out and then back Biden. That's how Biden came from nowhere and just ended up being the candidate.
yeah. I mean, keep in mind, there's also like funding that you need to have, and I imagine Bernie's that not that great at getting funding.
He's
So
great at grassroots funding. I mean, that's what he bragged about. It's like everyone who donated to his campaign was donating $20. The reason he didn't win is because the DNCC or the people who have to fucking elect the guy were like, "There's no way this guy's gonna be the worst person we nominate, and it's gonna be Biden, basically." And that's why you saw like I think Andrew Yang withdrew.
yeah,
I don't know if Tulsi ever supported Elizabeth Warren. Eventually did it.
yeah,
But you saw like one of the first to fall was I think Harris because she was going to be the VP later.
yeah.
Then you had Amy
Well, no,
Klobuchar, Pete Buttigieg, who's like the head of
Bloomberg
transportation.
went first.
You know?
Bloomberg went first just because I mean he put all this money in and literally had zero idea what he was doing.
Shit
So.
depressed the fuck out of me, man. I was like everyone on that dais I would have loved to see other than Bloomberg and Klobuchar. I would have been mad at Pete Buttigieg being up, but I mean, like, I was like, please don't put Biden in because that's going to be like the same fucking room of people. And it was the guy who ended up winning. I hate that shit so much. It's like watching Tom Brady win another fucking Super Bowl. You're like, this
Which I'm
fucking
down,
guy,
man. I'm down, Michigan.
like
But
this fucking guy again, you know, like, or
I'm down for
LeBron.
that.
There's a reason why I stopped watching basketball when I was so into it. I was like, oh, LeBron's team just makes in the finals and just like usually just like wins.
Yeah.
And it's always the sport, but also it's good for the sport, I think.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Tom's the person people hate the most, so I think he's essential because everybody needs kind of a foil.
No, man, I give it to the other team. Although it is cool to watch them go to completely other team, even though it's like basically the Patriots, because they got like
There's only one person. Only one person came over.
the big tall guy that came out of retirement. That was the coolest part of that story to me.
Rob Gronkowski, the
Yeah,
big dumb animal, went to U of A.
big dumb animal. That guy was catching like what? Didn't he get like 2 touchdowns that fucking Super Bowl?
Yeah, he got 2 touchdowns in the Super Bowl. It was great. I'm a Tom Brady guy. I mean,
I liked the golf game earlier that day. It was how good that Super Bowl was for me.
All right. Anything else you want to talk about before we...
I want to talk about how awesome Wes Anderson is and why you don't like him.
Okay, let's talk about Wes Anderson. Please tell me what I don't know about Wes Anderson.
Every movie that he had, like, I just don't understand what your problem is with him. Like, people talk in a very direct way with each other that don't show like a lot of emotion.
I don't have
But
problems
like,
with Wes Anderson.
But they get shit.
Just,
the characters get shit done.
I'm bored with Wes Anderson. I'm bored. I've been bored for 10 years with Wes.
You're not
Anderson.
entranced with the backgrounds and the palettes and the colors that he picks.
I
like
agree.
How that all works out.
I agree.
Like,
that's beautiful.
Wardrobe must freak out when they have to do a set with him. He must just pick the same people.
I agree. It's beautiful, but that's also his team. That's not just him. That's literally his team that are building all that.
Did you see Isle of Dogs?
I didn't watch that one yet.
You didn't watch? I think that's on HBO Max now. If you have,
I think it is too. I think they got almost all of Wes Anderson on there right now.
I'll talk about a fucking show that I actually just ended up rewatching, which is Succession.
See, I haven't watched that. I did just watch the Righteous Gemstones. Did you watch that one?
I did, and I eventually bailed out because I thought it was too absurd.
It is absurd. It didn't end as well as I had hoped it would. I think everything leading up to it was really great. I think, but I mean, you have John Goodman in there, and you have Danny McBride, and
I like it was like Eastbound and Down, but somehow like less believable.
That's hard to say.
They had Walton Goggins, and I really like that guy too.
I love Walton Goggins. Yeah, guy's great.
That brings the heat.
Yeah. But talk about Succession. I never got around to it. I know
it's great.
Culkin's
it's like modern day Shakespeare. Shakespeare was done today, and you had a king, it would be this basically. It's like a family, the Roys, which basically are like, that's the family last name is the Roys, and like they're basically like this like Fox CNN type family that are fighting for power, and they just want to control their failing company that sucks ass completely. And they basically treat like everyone else in the show as like a peasant. So like whenever there's like people like you or me in the show in the background, like cheering or whatever, they don't even talk to them. They don't even look at them.
Yeah.
They're protesting. They don't even look their direction. They just go about their day and talk about business. They don't even pay attention to the background.
Okay. Yeah. See, I like Kieran Culkin. I like the Brian Cox. I love Brian Cox.
Jeremy Strong's better, bro. He beat Brian Cox out at the Emmys.
Yeah, but Brian Cox is just a monster, man.
He is a monster.
He knows what he's doing.
No, but his days are going to be ended, as Jeremy Strong's character says in the show. You should watch it. It's really fun.
I saw his Emmy win. He's too dry and not emotional, kind of like me.
He's the Keanu Reeves dude. He's a Keanu Reeves caliber actor.
Come on.
No, he is. He's just, that's his style.
I mean,
like he goes for his own kind of style on it though. It's like his, like it's like Reeves, but like his.
Yeah, but he's also a method actor who everybody just likes to Kieran Culkin was on the WTF with Mark Maron, and he was like, yeah, like in between takes, I just like to fuck with him, just because he's very method. He's just very into his character. He wants everything to be a very certain way. He wants you to talk to him like he's his character, and I'm just like, fuck you, man. It's a TV show. Yeah,
well, that actually works for him, because that's who Kieran Culkin plays in the show. It's just like this fourth wall breaker occasionally. So it would work for, honestly, the scene if you were to treat him like that.
Yeah. I don't know. I've been planning to watch Succession. I've been planning to watch Veep because I mean I've got HBO now, HBO Max, so I might as well watch some of these big shows. Like I'll never watch The Sopranos. I don't give two fucks about The Sopranos. But
It seems like you had to be there to watch it. Kind of one of those shows.
yeah.
It's like
Well,
now that it's gone, you're like, it's probably worth watching though. Maybe who knows?
yeah.
I mean,
Well,
with television being at a standstill as it is now, I mean, like you might like I've been rewatching so many old shows.
yeah. Well, I'm gonna watch 6 Feet Under because I've heard like I've always hear that has like one of the best finales of all time. So
Oh yeah, I shed a tear in that finale.
yeah. I mean it's Michael C. Hall. It's do you watch 911 on Fox?
Brooklyn 911.
No. It's just called 911, and they have another show called 911 Lone Star that's has Rob Lowe. It's about like a firefighters and
Rob Lowe.
dude, he's good. He's good. I mean, he was great in Parks and Rec.
Oh no, he does a lot of good Atkins commercials. He's a great actor.
Hey, he's been on Atkins for like 20
Rob
years.
Lowe does a lot of commercials, but like it's good. Yeah,
Yeah.
it works for him, man. I mean, like sport the shit you do. I respect that when people I don't even call it selling out. I call it making a good fucking payday, but make it on shit that you use.
Yeah, make your money, man.
Yeah, but on that you use. Like I don't want people to back bad products, even though like unless they're in a position where they need the money. If they're in a position where you really need the money, I can kind of like get to your side. But if it's something like, bullshit, completely bullshit, I don't think you should do it.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, who else is gonna like hawk Adkins? Who else? Who do you know who's still on Atkins?
Fuck. I mean, like, I guess Jenny Craig could like break the fourth wall and fucking advertise it.
Yeah. Any movie that you want to recommend to me? Just because, more specifically, like a bad movie. Is there any bad movies that you like that you know are bad that you still enjoy?
I mean, like, god damn, I really feel like I don't know. It's a tough question because I just saw like a bad movie that I wanted to be really good, which was like Earwig and the Witch. I think it might have been, or maybe a different title. It was Miyazaki's son who recently made a movie.
Yeah, it's on HBO, right?
Yeah, and I didn't like the animation. Like, I would try to get on board with the animation style, but I thought it was also kind of lazy at the same time. And you could see how the difference between him and his dad is. His dad was like very meticulous over how stuff moves and how trees look. And
I've never gotten around to watching any of the Miyazaki movies. Like I know they're great. I know they are, but it's daunting just because there's like 8 of them, and I just know nothing about any of them. Like Totoro, My Neighbor Totoro, Howl's Moving Castle.
Spirited Away might be, I would say, his magnum opus. I mean, like next to When the Wind Rises, which is more of a personal story for him. But I think Spirited Away, he really went hard on that one, and it shows.
Okay, I mean, I know that they're great. I know they're great, but I just
it's on HBO Max, man. They have the whole like subsection for him in there.
I know. I should give it a shot, but I've been just like stuck on like horror shows.
I want to talk about how good HBO Max actually is. Like they have a good tastemaker. For whoever that company is. They have an Adult Swim section. Like they have like I think even a DC section.
Yeah,
and like all this other cool.
They have
cool
almost
all
Miyazaki.
Yeah,
they have almost all the DC animated movies. Almost all of them. Yeah, I mean their catalog is amazing. I was very happy to I actually spent the $15 to get them. I mean I'd say that I have WWE Network, Hulu, Netflix, Shudder, Disney Plus, Stars. My sister pays for that. HBO Max, Peacock.
So doesn't Sling TV take care of like all that basically?
I have no idea.
That's what I heard Sling is. I heard it's like a cat. That's why it's so expensive. Or like one of those networks that it gets everything. It's like basically like a torrented like legal company. I don't know how that works.
I'd rather like I've been spending this much on them already. I might as well just I haven't added in anything lately except I pay for Disney Plus. I paid for the entire year plus the Hulu package that comes with it.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't have to worry about that. Netflix, unfortunately, their price just keeps going up. Like I said, Stars, my sister pays for. Peacock, my sister pays for. And HBO Max, hopefully that stays at a solid like $15 a month. So
Yeah, my folks cover the old HBO Max bill, so that's why I'm okay with that.
I pay for everything for myself.
I
So
probably would I would cancel Netflix for HBO Max though. I do know that. If I had to choose between which baby to slice up, I'd be like,
yeah, but Netflix has like Umbrella Academy and Stranger Things that I really enjoy. So I mean,
yeah, but I can like wait a year and just wait for them to stack up their catalog and just like burn a month, because they make it pretty easy to turn that on and off switch for.
Oh, yeah.
It's not like canceling Sirius Radio or something like that.
Don't get me wrong. I probably watch Netflix the least right now. I mean,
Yeah, I agree. Me too.
did you ever have you ever heard of Dairy Girls?
Dairy Girls.
Yeah, it's on Netflix. It's a Scottish
Sounds like a bunch
show.
of fat ladies walking around.
No, it's a Scottish show about these four girls and one guy in Scotland, no, Ireland, set in the early 80s, mid 80s, and basically it's just a kind of a teen comedy, but just like more adult. It's really fun. If you ever get a chance,
So
you should
Dairy
watch it.
Girls is a movie or a TV series?
TV show, TV show. There's only 12 episodes
TV
in there,
show.
and it's all really great. It's
All right. Can I talk to you about one more thing though, while it's on my mind?
okay.
That's the state of comedy, like stand-up in general. Like, where do you think stand-up places in the world now? Because as I've seen all these people speak out against all these like corporate elitists and like the establishment, it doesn't seem, no matter how strong your voice is, it does not matter. And they will just do what they're going to do. Because I just keep seeing bad decision after bad decision made by like any administration.
I think that's just the state of the world, just because I mean, when you're a person with that much power, I mean, literally you got there probably by doing some shady shit, and anything like that. I feel like you're not going to be thinking the same way as anybody else. I mean, you're thinking about trying to make yourself more successful.
No, not even that. I just want like the message to be like louder than the person itself. I want like a message to actually matter, but it seems like no matter what the message is and like the positivity that it reinforces, it seems like they always go the opposite direction, no matter what.
Yeah. I mean, I can see your way of thinking on that.
Well, if they would have played by the rules, Melvin Capital would be bankrupt right now. It wouldn't just be like 47% down. Like, they would have just been a bankrupted hedge fund, but that they couldn't allow that.
Yeah, because the rich are just trying to stay rich. They're going to do everything they can.
But
even if it means breaking the rules, they're going to break the rules to stay rich. That's their whole message.
I know. It's very it's just basically, it puts me in a state of distress ever seeing this happen over and over again consistently. And like, that's what I've seen over the last couple of months with like Biden's appointments to the cabinet. Like, the reason I'm making a fit about the whole near tandem appointment of whatever committee she's about to be like ahead of, that works hand in hand with Sanders, budget committee. It works hand in glove, as they say.
Yeah.
So it's just weird that you hear all this rhetoric, but then you see like them go the opposite way. Like that one thing Bernie Sanders asked for Biden before he withdrew and backed him in 2020, like, mid, like in June, July, I don't know when he actually withdrew.
Yeah.
But yeah, he asked Biden, the only thing he asked of him was, he's like, are you behind a $15 minimum wage? And Biden's like, absolutely. And now he's just like, when he could put it into the reconciliation bill, he's not going to do it.
Yeah. You're more than likely right. I'm hoping
I think well, that's what happened. That is what happened.
Well, I mean, but
like,
the thing
he could
is,
have put it in there. He's not going to.
He's been in office for a month. He like literally he's already tried to do as much as he can so far. I mean, it's trying to go in the right direction, right? Don't you think? He's trying to go in the right direction.
If you're gonna like Neera Tanden, and she's in charge of, by the way, giving ethics waivers, and she's like one of the most like vitriolic, even like Trump level tweeter out there, and they're gonna give her the ability to give ethics waivers. So no, I don't think he's making all the best decisions.
I feel like he's made better, more good decisions than bad.
Well, yeah, when you compare him to the last administration, which was no administration, really, like even on the way out, like Trump was like, "Oh yeah, by that thing that I said about how lobbyists can't be lobbyists for 4 years after this, the whole thing, goodbye." Like he just like pardoned the swamp basically when he left office. So it was insane.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't know enough about politics to really.
Well, I know too much now, or at least about the gist of it, and it
Yeah.
is corrupt from top to bottom. And
Oh yeah.
they're going to use this whole Capitol Hill riot to like basically make us a police state online.
Yeah.
You know, they pulled the guy who like had original Capitol Hill footage that he sold to CNN and like all these other networks, or like lent out. They took down his channel, I think, on YouTube, or at least like took it down completely. And it was just all he showed was like raw footage. I want to see
Yeah.
the name of that guy actually. Raw footage guy gets taken down. I don't want to make your show like too politics heavy. You can cut all this out if you want to.
Ah, you're good, man. It's just a conversation now. We haven't talked to each other in a year, so
Yeah, there's a lot to get there. You know, that's why I think I'm talking faster than usual today, because I'm always like, all this shit that I've been reading about. Yeah, I don't see people anymore.
yeah.
You know.
Well, I mean, well, it's been good talking to you, though. I mean, it's definitely fun. I'm miss seeing you out there.
Yeah, I'll send you the name of the guy who got taken down if you want to read the story.
Yeah.
Even though I'm starting to realize now.
What? Go ahead.
Oh no, I'm just like, you know what I've actually really realized the most out of all like following politics for an entire year now. It's like, it doesn't matter how you watch it or consume it or what you know or what you don't know. It's like that it doesn't like, I don't think having a voice matters anymore. And that's why I think it's the saddest part about comedy at the moment.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I do bullshit stuff like talking about the movie Cats for 52 episodes.
Well, it's fun stuff, you know. It's fun stuff to talk about. I mean, like, I don't know why you picked such a fucking horrible movie. I think that's
because I like bad movies and I like musicals. And whenever I saw this, I was just like, I need to force people to watch this movie.
Yeah, but it's a horrible movie in the
know that's the point.
Worst, in the worst, but it's in the worst possible angle, though, dude. It's like, it's an establishment bad movie, which is even fucking worse.
I know. And that's, like I said, that's the point. I want to force people to watch a bad movie and then talk about it. That's
I mean, like, I want to bring up the list of cats. I mean, and like talk about how many of these people are fucking cucks. All right, hold on. All those people are cucks, dude. They're like the worst. It's like, I can't imagine a worse. It's like watching the Academy Award of like just people who should not even fucking be there, like, other than maybe Judi Dench because she played in the Bond movie.
Yeah, but Judi Dench is like one of the worst parts of this movie.
It's probably because she knew it was going to be a bad movie, right? She probably
wanted to be. She wanted to be in this movie. You know that?
Nobody I respect is in this movie. James Corden.
I like James Corden.
Ethan Derulo.
I don't care about Jason. I've never.
Idris Elba, Jennifer Hudson.
Idris is one of the best actors in the world.
Okay,
Jennifer
I like it.
One of the best.
You know what? I remember the only person I liked in the movie actually was Ian McKellen. That was the only guy I was like, this guy's solid. He's solid. He's delivering a better performance than all these other fucks.
He's selling his performance. He's selling his performance really well. I'll give him that. But it's so bad.
Taylor Swift, Rebel Wilson. Hey, I have a question. Does Rebel Wilson and Jason Corden, do they make out eventually in that movie?
James Corden, no. Jenny Annie Dotson and Bustopher Jones do not make out. Even though they are chained to each other at one point.
What to you is the most interesting part of that movie is what I'd rather ask you, actually. Now you've seen it 13 times. Well, yeah, you've seen it fucking 13 times.
What do I think is the most? I don't know. I love the dance, the interpretive dance at near the beginning of the movie. I love the big dance sequence whenever what's her name? Old Deuteronomy shows up inside the Egyptian. I think that's a really great part. I don't know. I think I like the most is just everybody's giving their all, even though they know it's probably like whenever they first saw the previs for the first time, they were like, "Oh, this is going to be bad," but we're gonna do everything we can to try and make it good.
So it got a Razzie for worst screenplay, but where do you think the real failure lies in that movie? Who do you think really dropped the ball? Was it really story?
Oh yeah, story. The movie the entire story of it doesn't make sense. It's literally a series of introductions, and as Trajan brought up, it's a death cult, basically. And
because all the cats want to die, right? It's like all this like suicide thing.
Well, yeah, they want to
go to heaven or whatever.
They want to be reborn. But the thing is, if you look at the people who want to be reborn, it's two people who have really great lives. You have Rebel Wilson. She has a great life in a house. She's doing fine, but she wants to be reborn because she doesn't want to be in a kitchen anymore. She doesn't want to have the opportunity to always eat.
What a fucking greedy bitch,
I
dude.
know.
Like, if you just have to live in a kitchen, you've got a good fucking life.
Buster Jones, who's James Corden, he wants to. He has a good life. He's a fat cat who is clearly loved. He has followers. I don't know why he wants to be reborn. You have Skimbleshanks, the railway cat. He has a good life. He loves living on the railway. He loves living in the. He's a great tap dancer. Everybody loves him, even though I don't know why he wants to be. I get two people wanting to live a new life, and that's literally what's her name? Ian McKellen and Jennifer Hudson. Jennifer Hudson has a shitty life because she went with the devil, who's McCavity, basically. And McCavity just wants an opportunity to be reborn because he's done so many bad things. So he wants to kind of rectify that. He wants all of his convictions to be expelled. I can't think of the word.
Expulsed.
Yeah, expulsed. He wants all that. He wants basically nothing to do with it anymore. But the thing is, it's who he is. You have, and like I said, what's his Ian McKellen? He's old. He has palsy, as he says. He's no longer a threat to mice or anything like that. So I get why he wants to be. And then, yeah, with Jennifer Hudson, with Grisabella, she's walked with the devil and she can't come back from it apparently.
Okay, that's a good summary, man. I mean, like, it's a lot to take in. I can't believe you have to remember all those fucking names, but I mean, you watched the movie 13 plus. You're gonna watch that. How many times do you think you're gonna watch that movie?
I think grand total of 55 times.
How many times do you predict that you're gonna watch? Like, if it's 5 years from now, how many times do you think you've watched that movie?
5 years from now, 55 times.
Well, you're gonna watch it more than 55 times, right? Like in 5 more years, because you watch it once a week, correct?
Yeah, I'm only doing it for a year. I'm only doing 52 episodes.
Oh, thank God. I thought that had no end. I actually thought
No. I might find another movie after that. I might find another bad movie to make force people to watch. But I can't think of a movie that I want to subject people to yet. So right now it's just Cats.
I'm trying to think, like, what's like a bad movie? I mean, like, because if you think of like a bad movie, I mean, like, what are the elements of like a really bad movie? Just like no direction. It just didn't seem like they knew what they were doing.
For me, it's all story. I mean, that makes a good movie. Separates a good movie from a bad movie for me. Just because if I can't get into the story, which is hard, because I'm like I said, I'm a movie fan, but I watch bad movies for fun. I think they're the most interesting movies to watch just because these people don't know that they're in a bad movie yet.
Yeah, and I could see the heart of this movie, but my mom really liked this movie with David Duchovny in it called Return to Me, and I watched that movie, and it was so like, it was so it was a fun movie, but I'm like, are people really like this? That's one of those movies like, are people really like this at heart? And it makes you question.
Well, I mean, the show might go back to just like kind of my original format with my sister, where I just talk about movies, and I might just like I did a couple of those episodes 2 years ago where I talked with the Yardleys and I talked with Chappelle Lacey. Don't anybody get excited. Chappelle Lacey's.
I know your range was. I was like Chappelle Lacey.
Yeah, I know, but
if I said Chappelle, I'd be like Chappelle Lacey.
I know. I mean, Chappelle's amazing. Chappelle's a great comedian. He's doing good right now for himself.
Oh yeah, man, he's getting lots of shout outs all around the board. I actually try to tune it out. I was like, okay, he's doing good for him. Try to focus on what you want to do, which is I don't even know now. I'm such in a state of distress of what I want to even do. If and when I return to stage, dude, it's gonna be more like politics focused and more personal for sure.
Okay. I mean, what would you say your comedy style was before?
Absurdist, satirical. Sometimes I'd want to do like the corporate comic character and dumb shit like that, and or fun shit like that. Anyway.
Well, I mean, but, you know me. I'm not a great comic. I just
no. And listen, a comic is just a guy who goes on the stage and starts talking to a phone, and whether that's entertaining for other people,
I know
which it is when you're on stage, because you do it in a way where like you're kind of like I could tell like I'm like he knows he's doing bad, but he's having fun, and that's like kind of the style you want to see on stage.
Well, my comedy brain has changed during this entire time, just because like I'm not writing it because I considered some of the material I was writing kind of darkish. And I still write a little bit more dark humor, but like my my writing has definitely changed. I haven't been able to tell any of these jokes, which are all going to be outdated by the time we get back on the stage. But my comedy brain's definitely changed from thinking more of the darker side of comedy, kind of like obviously not as good, but like an Anthony Jeselnik or anybody like that. I like telling these stories that make a little bit people feel a little bit more uncomfortable than just immediate laughter. Like, remember, you and I used to talk about it's hard to make a callback when everybody's depressed.
Yeah, no, if everyone just wants you off the stage and you're about to do a callback joke, I get no more joy than watching people struggle on stage. I think I don't know why, but I think it's always funny to watch people fight for the joke or the laughter, and I think that's what I get a kick out of the most.
Yeah.
Even when I do it on stage, I'm like, if I'm bombing, I'm always like, I bet you every fucking comic in this room is probably enjoying this right now, and I'm glad, because that's the kind of joy I want to bring.
Yeah. So, but like I said, I mean, I think the show might revert back to just me talking to comedians and people I know about movies and what they like and everything like that. So, I don't know. After the 52 episodes, I might go back to that, or I might make somebody watch a bad movie. So,
Well, you've already convinced me I'm going to give this movie one more shot. Otherwise, because
all right.
last time I watched it, I think I was probably drunk before I watched it, because I was
All
like,
right.
this is gonna be like a turd sandwich, you know.
Well, I'll schedule you for episode number 21, since this is
I'd love to
episode
be a
number
part of it,
11.
man. It was a
So,
lot of fun. This actually was a lot of fun, man. So I really enjoyed it. It's fun to just talk to people I have not seen in quite a while.
yeah. All right, man. Well, anything you want to plug? Just your socials or anything like that?
Follow me at Trevor Skies on Twitter. That's the only time I'll be talking. I've kind of abandoned all the other platforms. I want to delete Facebook, but for whatever reason, I still have it, and I just
I
don't know
know.
why.
Same
And
here.
I don't know, why can't I do it, man? Why can't I pull
I
that
don't.
fucking trigger?
I'll tell you why I can't, because you know how they bring up your memories and everything.
Oh,
Every
that's
once
a
in a
good that's a reason to delete it, man.
No, I want it just because like the person I used to be, like when I lived in Missouri, I'm a completely different person now, and I just need to be reminded of don't be that person.
Oh, yeah. So it's like a reminder to just avoid this guy, even though they're like, hey, remember this? You're like, I do, and stop it. Yeah, like I
Yeah.
get that.
That's partly because obviously I've had Facebook since 2004, 2005, whenever it became public. So I
Yeah.
mean, I've had it for so long that I just like, and I used like, unfortunately, with a lot of those older memories, you'll see comments that somebody put on your wall, but you can't see what you replied or what initiated that. It was before like the series of replies came,
Hmm.
so it was literally just wall to wall. So unfortunately, I'm seeing comments from old friends of mine that I have zero context of. So it's just me trying to map out what happened during that. So
I think what I'm gonna probably end up doing is just like re-downloading all of my pictures and photos on there and shit like that, and just like deleting it. But then like I'm probably gonna still have Messenger. But if that's the case, I think I'm just gonna be like, listen, you can find me on Signal.
see, I've had I don't post anything on Facebook anymore, but I keep Messenger just because some comics are people who I used to communicate with. That's the only way I can talk to them. Like one of my best friends, he lives in Spain, and literally Facebook Messenger is the only way I can talk to him. So
Yeah. And also the reason I do actually keep Facebook is because I don't post on there. And because of how the algorithm works for these apps, if they know you're about to quit the platform, and you have a post that's just a regular post that's not saying like you're quitting, it's just like a thing that you might be talking about, it gets bumped up so high in everyone else's feed. It's insane.
yeah,
Like, so it's a kind of an exploitative way to advertise. And I kind of like that aspect of it. So I keep it around as like this like thing in my pocket where like if I post, it's going to get put to the top of
yeah.
a lot of people's feeds.
I don't post advertising for this show, unfortunately, just because I don't know.
Well, no,
Like,
podcast should. I don't think podcast should be really all that advertised. It should be something that you only talk about when you run into people, and
yeah.
and that's how
Well,
you can like
I posted
talk
on
about it if they ask
Twitter.
you what you're up to. Yeah.
I posted on Twitter. I posted on Instagram. I'm way back on talking about each guest who was on, because I still need to put Trajan. I need to put Kay Burrell. I need to put Lexus Charday. I talked about Ben Kaufman.
Did you ever talk to Eric Sanchez?
No, I haven't talked to him in over a year. So
Yeah. Well, I mean, same. I did go by like a couple months ago. We hung out outside, and yeah, he's great. I cannot wait to get the second vaccine because I was always hanging around with him and his crew.
yeah, I'll talk to. I'll try to reach out to Eric. I'll try to like. Do you think Do you think Tejan would have anything to talk about this movie, or just no?
TJ's a great guest, period. Like, I
I
don't know
know
what he's gonna say. He's
I
like,
love Justin, but I don't know if he'd have anything to say about this movie.
I would I would be really interested to see Justin on this
This
format and what is I think he would probably say I want to say I think he's gonna say I don't know maybe 20 plus times. That my official tally he's gonna say it 22 times.
yeah.
Don't tell him this bet. Don't tell him this bet. But I have 22 I don't know is on record is what he's
Okay,
gonna say.
let me write that down. But,
And you can ask other comics how many times you think Justin's gonna be like, I don't know.
see, I would ask you one question about this movie, which I asked almost everybody, if I remember. Okay, so during the movie, you notice that they say the word jellicle, right?
Yeah. Like
How-
evangelical.
No, just jellicle. It's a
I know.
completely separate word from fuck, I can't remember
Evangelical.
the author. T.S. Eliot wrote it in a book about cats and other varmints or whatever. Okay, so they say the word jellicle and they never really explain what
Wasn't
jellicle
T.S.
is.
Eliot autistic?
I have no idea.
Okay. All right, go on. Sorry.
How many times do you think they say the word jellicle in that first song?
Well, I think you're assuming that's going to be a high number. So I have to go high with the number. So I'm going to probably say 42, the answer to the universe.
They say it 86 times.
Wow. So
In
double
that
the
first
number.
song.
God
How
damn.
many times do you think they say it throughout the rest of the movie?
I think it's got to at least break 4 figures, right? So probably like what, 1,111?
No. They say the jellicle 82 more times throughout the rest of the movie. So
Oh, so they burn like all of it. Like, so the first, so half the times it was used in the song and they used the other half for like the movie.
128 times they say it in the runtime of the movie, not including the credits, because I cut it off as soon as the credits hit. So yeah.
1,000 was a big guess on my part, but I mean they did say the fucking word a lot.
Yeah. I just always like asking people how many times do you think they said it in the first song and then the rest of the movie. So
Okay.
yeah.
But so why did you pick the Grand Budapest as opposed to Rushmore as the
because I don't own Rushmore. that's the only Wes Anderson movie.
Man, this is a depression. You can't afford fucking Rushmore. You're the favorite Wes Anderson film. You have to go with the one that you didn't like as much.
It's not a matter of I don't have the money. I just haven't bought it.
Okay, well, that all checks out. Did you ever watch his first movie?
Bottle Rocket?
Bottle Rocket? Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a solid movie too. That had Owen Wilson, Luke Wilson, and
Yeah.
the
brother
third guy is like pretty reputable guy. I think. Do you know who the third guy was in that?
I don't remember. It's been since early 2000s since I watched that movie.
Okay. And by the way, is your T-shirt a MCR shirt or what is it?
No, it's a Michigan football. I just like I don't know. I almost wore a MCR shirt.
Guess what I wore? A Rising T-shirt. The news place I've been plugging.
Jesus.
They're the best, dude. It's like the only anti-establishment with the know-all of what's going on and the intricacies of how like Congress operates. It's really fascinating stuff, man. Just watch an entire program one day and see how they deliver the news.
All right. Well, hey, it's been great talking to you.
Yeah.
I will have you on in about 10 weeks on episode number 21. You just need to make sure you watch it the week of.
It's on the list, man. It's on the list. I'm gonna give it another watch so I can really understand why you picked such a shitty fucking movie.
I mean, there's nothing to understand, man. It's just literally like it has no thought process. It was just literally, this is a bad movie. It's a musical. Nobody's gonna watch this unless I force them to. So,
but didn't they halt production and like redo it to make it better? But then it came out worse graphics.
No. It was a seamless production. It was just the visual effects took a lot longer than they were expecting, and
the visual effects took longer than expected.
Yes, and because whenever they posted the trailer for the first time, it took them 3 or 4 months just to edit all the visual effects in that first 2.5 minutes. It took them 3 to 4 months, and then they were given 6 or 7 months to finish the rest of the movie.
I feel like season 1 of Clone Wars had better animation. That was made in 2001.
Yeah. So animators were working like 80, 90-hour weeks. They were sleeping underneath their desks. They were
Dude,
mistreated.
they were snorting cocaine and laughing about how bad the fucking movie was going to be.
No, they were working their ass off because they were trying to get it out in time for Oscar nominations.
Where's the footage? Because one guy had to be like, that looks great, and that's insane.
It's when it comes down to it, it's the uncanny valley. That's the word that everybody uses to describe this type of animation, just because they kind of look too real and then not real enough at the same time. So it completely throws your brain into a loop of just like, what is happening? So.
Okay, yeah. Listen, I'm gonna give it another watch. I'll probably try not to be as fucking wasted when I watch it, and I'll hope for the best. I'll be thinking of you, Andrew.
All right. Well, you can find me on social media on Instagram and Twitter at 5th55. And
I'll follow you on Twitter. I don't think I follow you on Twitter. I don't really go on Instagram as much anymore.
That's fine.
But God, I fucking hate Zuckerberg.
And then on Twitter, you can also find me at YCatsPod. And then you can email the show, which nobody does, at ycats2019@gmail.com.
Who's your next guest?
I don't know. Actually, I'm going to figure that out probably today or tomorrow. So just I haven't talked to anybody yet. So about it.
All right. Cause I'll probably email the show, and I want to know whoever the guest is. I want to know what their stance is on the future of comedy, like for specifically stand up. Cause I feel like,
no, it's not all comics. It's not all comics. I had a music producer who's an old friend on here. I've had two just personal friends. One's just a really big movie guy like me. One's a lawyer. I've had quite a few people. It's not just comedians.
That's good. I mean, yeah. I mean, I didn't assume like all you got was comics. I just figured like the next person would high percentage chance be a comic, but I guess it could be anybody. Yeah.
I haven't asked Turner. Do you think Turner would do it?
I think because everyone's leaving LA. I mean, who knows whatever anyone will accept nowadays.
Oh, is he leaving? Is he coming back?
I don't know exactly what Turner's doing. I mean, I think he might do it. I can't. I'm not gonna say whether or not he would or wouldn't. But I mean, I think if you hit somebody in the right moment and their schedule's freed up, I think you definitely do it.
Yeah, I just need to ask people. Just shoot and put a shot in the dark. So, all right. Well, hey, Trevor. Like I said, it's been great talking to you.
Great talking to you, Andrew.
Can't wait to see you again. Obviously, like I said, we're going to talk about 10 weeks after you watch the movie again. So, all right, man. It's been great.
Yeah, that was fun.
Thank you for listening to Why Cats, and I'll see you guys next week.